rubbed her hands together and took the test from her hands. Her face was studying the little square box where the results would appear any minute now. Kendal was by her side as Pat held it in her fingers. "Hold on, it'll be here in a minute." As they watched the results, one bright pink line started to form. Pat grabbed the box from the side and started to read the instructions. Her face dropped. "Fuck me. You're pregnant, love?" Kendal grabbed the box from her hand and looked at the picture on the back of it. She couldn't read the words. Her legs melted into the ground, and this time, she really was crying her eyes out. "What am I going to do, Pat? My granddad'll kill me stone dead. He'll throw me out for sure. Oh, Pat, what the fuck am I going to do?" Scott's sister knelt beside her and she gripped her chin in her hands. She just stared at her at first. "You don't have to have it. You can get an abortion. No one would ever know." Kendal looked her straight in the eyes. "How do I get one of them? I don't have any money." Pat stood up and she was anxious. "You could get one done on the NHS, but that could take months before they get you in." Pat was pacing the kitchen floor. "Can't you borrow any money from anyone?" Kendal shook her head. "I don't know. How much do I need?" "About 3 ton, love. If you can't get that, you'll have to go on the waiting list for the NHS." Kendal was desperate, and she pulled at Pat's jumper. "I need it doing as soon as possible. I can't be pregnant. My life's fucked up enough without me having a baby in it." The kitchen door flung open, and there was Scott, looking like a man of steel. He'd heard everything that was going on. He must have sneaked in and been listening at the door. He was always doing that. He was so paranoid. "You won't be getting no abortion. And what the fuck are you saying that for anyway, Pat? This is my baby. Your niece or nephew, are you forgetting that?" Pat hung her head low. She was ashamed and tried to make him see sense. "Scott, it's only an option. At this moment in time, you two don't have a penny to your name. How can you look after a baby?" He knew she was right, but bounced about the kitchen in a fury. "I do have money. You don't know shit about my finances. I'm raking it in." He growled into Kendal's face. His teeth were clenched tightly together. Spit hung from the corner of his mouth. "Is that what you want to do? Kill my baby?" She stood, shaking, and her arm came up to cover her face. She knew he could lash out at any moment. "No, Scott, but your sister is right. I'm too young to have a baby." His stale breath was in her face. "You're my girlfriend, and I said I'll look after you. Are you listening, you daft bitch?" He grabbed her hair and started to rag her about. He'd lost the plot for sure. Pat jumped in and tried her best to pull him off her. She knew Scott had been beating her in the past. She'd heard him through the paper-thin walls, and she hated herself because she never stepped in. This time it was different, though. There was no way she was standing for it. "Get your fucking hands off her, you bully! Why are you hurting her? I thought you said you loved her." Scott saw red. His eyes looked menacing. "Pat, get out of my face now, before I deal with you too." He held her back with one hand around her throat. He was squeezing her windpipe and she was turning blue. Pat was stood on her tiptoes and she was barely breathing. Her eyes were bulging from the sockets. Kendal wriggled free and pulled as hard as she could on Scott's hands. He was killing his sister. She was prizing his fingers from his sister's throat. Pat freed herself and sank to the floor. She was gagging for breath.